Aloha,
Aloha.
Kuya. Aloha, everyone.
Hula.
I'm so happy to hear and see and be. Life is full and with many mysteries, right, Kuya? Our opportunity, especially in this new moon, um, life presents us many challenges as the prophecies prepare us or let us know of things that are coming. Um, what Kuyak speaks about, and all those that spoke before me, it really is a awakening. Um, the prophecies continue to encourage us to not only be in the center of ourselves, meaning being in the moment that we are living and appreciating them, but also to be surrounded and encouraged by the families that we are part of. The different learning opportunities is daily. Kuya speaks about the feminine, about the wahina, which we women, we are. But the kane, the fluidity of man, is necessary for us to have the balance in the world we live, especially the world we live now. Wahina are the timekeepers as we are continue to express thought. We also take care of details. But when we say the timekeepers, biologically, this is who we are. And so we exist from moon time to moon time, no matter how young we are and how old we become. We're the timekeepers that help us to recognize the past and the importance of the past and how we carry it in the present to the future. You've heard me say this many times, but without the fluidity of Kane, without the fluidity of the male expression, our ability to understand balance is lost. They are the action keepers. We're the designers, women. That's what we are. And we do it with great detail. The opportunity for us to do whatever it is we're called upon says we only do the best. So sometimes we may make the men very uh, upset because we take so much time to put in all the details. And so when you give instructions to them, you have a list. It's not just a simple, dear, I would like for you to do this thing. You would say, dear, I have all these things that I would like you to accomplish by a certain time. That is who we are. And we are all enlightened by the moon, the different moon cycles that we're a part of. And so, leaving the crescent moon and then coming into the new moon, there is such a shift that happens with all of us. What continues to come to the forefront is the need for us to be sustainable, the need for us to have and utilize everything that is put within our power, meaning in the area that we live. If you talk to the families of Yapana, you talk to the families in Europe, everyone is here experiencing the world as it was prophesied that would happen November of this past year, where the leadership of the world changed across the world. What made it more important for us to recognize was the prophecies that were being shown to the different cultures in their own space. That idea of our world spiraling through time, everyone experienced the same thing. And when the leadership changed, what occurred was people, some in fear because of non-understanding, and it just brought the reality of how important we are to one another. I'm saying that our families became more present in the moment. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm saying this to everyone. We became more aware of how our world was influencing us over the years. We went through a time, I want to say, of disregard. Disregard for the family, being more involved with worldly entities, programs, projects. What the change in leadership did was made us realize so many things. The challenges that came had to be looked at. Whatever challenge came to the family had to be looked at by everyone. And I'm not going to say solutions, but the opportunity to turn things around began to happen. And through that effort, family became more and more involved with one another, which is what our elders were saying. Our world is in the hands that we hold. The things we do with our life matters, but it begins with us as individuals. And then it continues with our families, and then with our communities. And then it creates an essence that can be stood upon and be a part of our whole world. We are all connected. And what continues to come to the forefront as the people, the leaders, continue to I want to say patty cake, because that's what's going on. I do this, you do that. You do this, I do that. It has no life. It is not the life that we need and we want. We create truth one to another. Huya spoke about being honest and truthful. That honesty begins with each one of us. And more important, how we share with each other. Mother Earth, Father Sky, we sit between both energies of life. And we are reminded, constantly reminded of how precious these things are. And we are the caregivers, the caretakers. We must, in caring for ourselves, care for our environment. And when I speak about the environment, I'm talking about where you are, your household. That is your environment. Where you lay your head, where you sit and share food, where you sit and share challenges. That environment is an energy that can circle the earth. So the more we are, as Kuyak says, coming from the place of knowing, and that's our unihipili. That is the light that comes the moment of your conception. He speaks about the womb for women. We are in charge of the womb of the world. And how we do that is in our space, in our home, in our center. When we pule the world, When we pule, when we come with one thought, our hands are open to receive. So we're always lifting our hands up to receive whatever is coming our way. We're being reminded when you look across the world, the intention of famine, which comes to the forefront continuously now. You know, there was a period of time during COVID that the factories and all the people, I mean, everything came to a standstill. So we had to look for alternatives in caring for ourselves. That was a preliminary announcement, not in fear, but a preliminary announcement to remind us how very self-sufficient we were as a people prior to all of the AI, prior to all of the abundance that the world was experiencing. There were countries that were not like ours with this flush of abundance. And yet they endured and they continue to endure and they continue to live and they continue to be who they are with the simplest joys that nature provides. Now, across the world, we are being reminded how important we follow what they have continued to show us over all these years. That we go back to the simplicity of mankind, to go back to what we have always known and knew was there. Let us receive these things by earnestly looking at them, looking at our families and caring for them with one another in the best way that we can, in anticipation of all that is continuing to unfold. When you look at our world now and at the changes that are occurring, that are being let loose in this time, countries are exactly that, just countries, making policy, acquiring, and continuing to be arrogant in acquiring things that really do not matter, but affect us all. So we can be, and we are, individual, yes, collectively, yes, and everything that we need comes from this place of home. You know, when you think about home, people think big. Oh, I live in this country, I live in this area, this is what I do, here is where we are. No, home is where you lay your head. Home is where you're at peace and in appreciation. When we lay our heads, we're fortunate, some of us, to have other people who lay with us. And we breathe. And in our sleep, we sing. And when we are at peace, we dream. It is these dreams that come to us through the veil, often the way our kupuna, our elders, speak to us. You know, when you wake the next day, you're filled. Look at where those thoughts are coming from. You realize it comes back to your beginnings, the things that you were told or shown the experiences that help you to be who you are. And that is comfort. Comfort to know not only who you are, but why you are. This new moon, this time that we are going to continue to experience the energy of the moon, the sun, the stars, our earth. We are in this celebration. And so, no matter what is happening around the world, we can create and continue to create within ourselves, within our homes that nurture us. We can share that experience by thought. That is the power that we hold. We can change the energy that our world, throughout our world, is experiencing. 1-to-1 that begins in our home. We are capable and able because we've been given all the tools. And how simple it is. The tool of love and caring. These are pillars that are all around us. Not to say it's not happening with all the people who are in chaos. No. The difference between them and who we are, they're the same things. They have the same tools. Their two sins is aggression and arrogance. That is the two things that set us apart from one another. Aggression and arrogance creates a separation that doesn't allow peace, gratitude, and grace to enter because their focus and their way of being is in those spaces. We are the blanket that can continue to blanket our earth by holding our hands in thanksgiving and blessing all that we have to all those that have not. So as we continue on our life's journey, we celebrate the challenges, we celebrate the joy, but we celebrate it as one entity of life, one world, one connection of all people. And we help to turn over those that are in these spaces of aggression, greed, and arrogance. Let them be, but let us influence them by being people, as Kuyak says, people of the heart. Let us bring that to the forefront. Celebration. Aloha, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here with all of you. Blessings in this time. Ahuho.